Hello, Gamma Beasts. It's time to step through the green door. And welcome to Gamma Charge, the strongest motherfucking podcast there is. I am one of your hosts, Russell, and I am joined, as always, by my incredible co host, Justin the Owl. How are you, Justin?
I'm doing great, Russell. How about yourself?
I'm seepy, as they say. I'm
Sleepy. Yeah.
very, very seepy. But it's all right. Happy Easter, everyone.
Yes, to all those who
It's
celebrate the holiday, it's Easter today.
it's
Yes,
we just barely made Easter. It's 10:37. Uh,
that's right. It's the evening, late in the evening on
yes.
Easter Day.
So we are once again bringing you a live episode of Gamma Charge to talk about well, the not the newest issues because we are slightly behind, but
Yeah.
two of the more recent issues of both the Incredible Hulk and the Sensational She-Hulk. But first up, Justin, how are you?
I'm doing great. We saw Godzilla and Kong, the new Empire, today in the theater, and I was so happy with it. It's a wonderful, wonderful cinematic experience. I wouldn't say that. I don't know if I like it better than some of the other films yet, but I did enjoy it a lot. I really, really enjoyed it.
Well, I get to see it Thursday, so I have to wait a little bit. Um, but I will be seeing it this week.
I think you're gonna love it. I'm interested to hear your thoughts on it and to see if you had uh, some of the same thoughts that I had, the same likes and dislikes.
I've seen a lot of mixed things about it, which I knew there would be. I knew there'd be discourse. But to me, just from the trailer, and it seems like a big budget homage to like the Showa era of
Yeah,
Godzilla. So um, I'm all for it.
yeah. I think you're gonna.
But yeah, I think so too. And it's doing really well at the box office. So
Yeah, so she made me happy. Hopefully, we'll see more films. Yeah.
yeah. Well, it's time to get to our first segment. Smashing news.
What do you have for us
Two,
today, Russell?
two little quick smashing news tidbits. First of all, a new video game was announced called Marvel Rivals,
Okay.
and it's a free to play, team based kind of shooter. Very, very, and when I say very similar to Overwatch,
Okay. Yeah.
but it's all Marvel characters, including the Incredible Hulk,
Really?
who
A
won't be
shooting
doing too
game?
much shooting. He won't be
Yeah.
doing any shooting. He'll be punching. But
Okay. So you can do
yeah,
melee stuff in this game, then you can get up right up to
yeah,
somebody.
yeah, yeah,
All
yeah.
right. Well, that would be fun
It
actually to play. Yeah.
it looks fun. I'm gonna give it a shot, especially since it's free.
Mm.
Um,
Yeah.
and it's got Hulk and Doctor Strange and Iron Man and Spider Man and it's even got some like deep cuts like Nico Nico Minoru from the Runaways,
Oh, really?
and yeah. Now, she was also in Marvel's Midnight Suns game, so they're really trying to,
Oh,
at
wow.
least in the games, trying to bring her around. But
I bet she's going to be in some Midnight Suns live action adaptation. Watch. Yeah.
could be, yeah. I like her, so especially liked her in that Midnight Suns game. But yeah, looks
That's
fun,
cool.
and
When is that coming out?
I don't think it has a release date yet.
Never released it yet. Okay.
Yeah. Our second bit of news is yesterday at WonderCon, they had a Marvel Legends stream showing off some upcoming Marvel Legends. And you know, Justin, that recently they've been doing like Marvel Legends that look like packaging similar to like the old Toy Biz toys.
Yes. Yeah.
There's like there's X-Men ones and then there's the Spider-Man ones and all that. Well, the next up on the docket is they're doing a wave of Iron Man retro figures,
Oh.
retro packaging, I should say. But the reason we're talking about it is one of them is that stupid, sexy Shulky
Oh, okay.
in a very, I would say, 80s Avengers attire.
Oh, that was the
Um,
picture that you sent me earlier that I noticed briefly. Okay, yeah. I looked at
hmm
that. I was like, I wonder
yeah,
what this is. I forgot to ask you what that was about. That's cool then.
new
Okay. So
yeah,
maybe later this
yeah,
year we'll see a new Shulky figure.
right.
Awesome.
I'm
Well, that,
excited. I want as
yeah,
many more Shulkies as possible.
that's right.
Um, Still waiting on my lawyer suit, Shulky.
Yeah.
That's what I want.
Yeah.
Um, and it already looks better than that one I got for Christmas, which was in
Oh,
the right
yes.
suit, but she was scrawny.
Yeah.
Looks like this new one's pretty accurate. It's pretty.
Nice.
She's got some mass to her. uh,
I like that. Very cool.
hmm
Okay. Nice.
Well, I think that's all I have for Smashing News, but
Yeah, I haven't heard anything, so yeah, cool.
it's time to dip into our Hulk and Halls.
Okay, Hall. What do you have this week, Russell?
All right, I've got a few things. So Justin knows this because obviously we speak to each other outside of podcasting. um, I have been over the last few years slowly. I stop and then I get back into it, and I stop and I get back into it. But I've been slowly recollecting the Star Wars Power of the Force figures,
Yeah.
which were the Star Wars figures when I was a kid,
Hmm.
and they are the reason I like to collect them is because one, I have that nostalgia from when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
two, they are plentiful, and three,
Mm.
they are cheap.
Yeah, I didn't realize there were so many of them. When you told me, I was completely floored by that.
When you go to any Comic Con, any comic book store, any flea market, I guarantee you will find these figures, and they will probably be $5 a
Five
piece.
bucks. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There's some
So,
early Marvel ones from the 90s too, from around that same time period that are also very plentiful and very cheap.
mm,
Yeah.
yep. So I got a few of these to show off.
Okay.
First up, it's time to get ready for our human cyborg relations.
Oh,
There's
nice.
C-3PO.
Nice and shiny.
Woo.
So
Yes.
shiny.
You better watch yourselves because he doesn't like you. It's Ponda
Oh.
Baba.
Oh, okay. Before he loses the arm.
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. Old Balchinian. Uh,
Yep.
this was one of the only figures from this ragtag group that I did not have. Dengar.
Ooh, old Dengar. Yeah, Bounty Hunter
Yeah.
Supreme.
I think I have everyone else. I've got Bosk. I've got Boba's on the way. That's a
Oh,
spoiler. Boba's on the
okay.
way. but I've got Zuckus and Forlom
Forlom.
too.
Okay.
So
Yeah, you've
yeah,
got
I
the
think.
whole crew then.
Oh,
Yeah.
no, I still need IG-88.
Oh,
So
IG-88. How did I forget him? Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. But I bet you can
and
find him
last,
pretty easily.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
last but certainly not least, no collection of Star Wars figures would be complete without Yoda.
Oh,
Oh,
I love it. Look at him.
yes.
Does he have a little walking stick in there?
Oh yeah. Oh yes. Yes.
That's fantastic. And his little
He's
is
also
it his
got
little floaty disc?
no floaty disc because
Okay.
this is Empire Strikes Back, so no floaty disc.
Oh, okay.
Um, he's got a backpack that goes on a Luke figure though, and you can put him
Oh,
inside of it.
nice. Okay.
um,
I love that.
all right, and then lastly is very topical to our news segment. It's a Marvel Legends figure
Okay.
in a retro packaging.
Right. Oh, nice.
Jack-o'-lantern.
Yeah. I want to get that one too, actually. Yeah.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
That's a
It's
total 80s design right there.
it's one of the best Marvel Legends I've seen in a long time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's so accurate, and he's got his floaty disc.
Those
He
little
does
po-
have a floaty disc.
yeah, that's the pogo
Yeah.
disc too. You can bounce on that
Mhm.
sucker. I love it.
He's
Yeah,
got
I have to
some
find that one too. Yeah.
pumpkin bombs.
There's a little
I
wrist blasters as well.
yeah,
Yeah.
I need
Nice.
to. I'm going to because I recently got the Rose figure
Yeah.
as well, so I'm going to do a nice little display of basically gang war.
Gang War
Um,
Unleashed.
yeah, the original gang war.
The original one. Yeah.
Um, I mean, I haven't heard too much about it, but I actually heard the new one was pretty good. The new gang war.
Oh, which
I
Jen
haven't.
was featured in, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't Jen
she was.
involved in that? Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
still
which
thought that could be
they
weird.
have made no reference to in her own book at all.
So strange, right?
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
even a casual editor's note or nothing. Yeah.
Well, at least not number 5. I haven't read number 6 yet,
Oh,
so
true.
we'll
Maybe
see.
number 6 will have something in it. Yeah, good point.
Um, Justin, Hulking Hall.
I do have a figure that I also purchased recently, and this is a little topical, directly influenced from the movie that I saw today. I was so happy to find a figure of Shimo, the new
Yeah.
creature featuring the ice blast.
hmm
Um, yeah, Shimo. As soon as I saw this creature in the store, I said, "Oh my god, I love this!" And then I found it was
hmm
an old female Titan, and then I
Yeah.
loved it even more because I mean we haven't really seen that. And
No,
in the movie, she was absolutely fantastic. She was one of my favorites. So
I can't wait.
I have a new favorite in Shimo, and
Ooh.
I was happy to find a figure of her. Um,
Well,
that's really
that's
all that I
fitting
have.
I had a new favorite in the Scar King, and
Oh
now
yes, yeah.
so we somebody get us some fan art of me as the Scar King and Justin as Shimo, and we'll.
I want to see that. Yes.
I've already got Scar King's hairline, so it's all good, But now I just need a giant spinal column that I can use as a whip. But um,
That's
but
really all I had.
yeah,
That was that figure. Yeah, I was happy to find
I love it,
my Shimo.
love it, love it, love it. Well, I guess we can get into our main topic.
Main topic, yeah.
Ah!
Which issue should we cover first? Incredible Hulk or Sensational She-Hulk?
Let's do She-Hulk first.
Okay.
So,
She-Hulk number 5.
number 5, and this is that we talked about this on the last live stream because this was previewed, but God, is that cover gorgeous!
Oh, I love this cover so much.
Oh,
Who was the
God.
artist on this cover? Let's see. Jen Bartel. Jen
Yeah, she
Bartel.
does most of the covers.
Yeah, these covers are always great.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Notice something I have noticed, and this isn't just this series. This is like all of She-Hulk's comics. On
Mhm.
her covers, she's in that superhero outfit, but she never wears it.
We never see it in the actual comic book. Yeah.
No.
I wonder if eventually we will, though. If it's just like a lead
Yeah.
up to. Yeah.
It's just like because whenever she's superheroing, it's always like, you know, she's
Unexpected
not
event.
prepared for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it's funny.
Yeah.
Justin, do you have the credits for us?
Yes, we have writer Rainbow Rowell. We have artist J.G. Guerra. We have color artist D. Cuniff. Letterer BC's Joe Caramagna. And as previously mentioned, Jen Bartel did the gorgeous cover. And we have editor Rick Lowe.
Mm-hmm. Now, if you will remember, at the end of our last issue, Hellcat and Carol Danvers and Shulky were out at this dive bar, I guess, called the Basement, and it was meant to look like your basement.
It's
Um,
his favorite hangout. Like this is her
yes,
place. Yeah.
and unfortunately, they started to get attacked by demons from hell.
Yeah.
Which was unfortunate because Patsy had ordered a bunch of food and now
It's all
she's got
ruined.
interrupted.
Yeah.
Yep. Also, Jen is in human form because the Shulky is like being chastised in the news for being a
Yes.
part of the Hulk attack and all that. So,
Yeah. And the whole events early
yeah.
series with her foe there that took her blood sample. Yeah, so she's still dealing with the negative fallout from all of that mess and trying to keep a low profile.
Yeah.
Doesn't really go according to plan.
So I don't,
She has to Hulk out.
listeners, we're not going to go page by page through these because I'm tired. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
And it's
so
definitely worth
obviously,
going out and checking them out. I mean, definitely go out and
oh yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I always debate doing page by page on the new issues because it's like, well, they're new, so shouldn't you just go read them? You know, but
Mhm.
you know, it is what it is. That
Yeah.
won't be a problem soon, probably. But uh, so the demons have them surrounded and they start suiting up. Well, at least Patsy does. Jen just hulks out.
She just hulks out.
Um,
And Carol pretty
she's
much is always wearing her Captain Marvel stuff, like underneath her jackets and whatever. Like she's always ready to
mhm.
go. Yeah.
And I like that Patsy, like, she doesn't put her full costume on. She just puts her clawed gloves on,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
she's just like ready to go.
That's all she
But
needs. Yeah.
mhm. They start punching some demons, and they're kicking some ass, and they're trying to save as many civilians as possible. But the demons just keep coming. They
Yeah,
just keep
overwhelming.
coming.
Yeah. But then we have a surprise guest appearance from Patsy Walker's ex,
Oh
Damon
yeah.
Hellstrom,
Hmm.
who has turned into a bit of a biscuit, I must say.
I knew it. I knew.
But, oh my
Yeah.
goodness. Wow, Damon, jeez. A little bit of a
Yeah,
glow up
he's
there. All right.
not
But
wearing that cape anymore.
yeah, yeah. Um, and he essentially has a heart to heart with Patsy and
Hmm.
then whisks away all of the demons through a portal back to hell.
Yep. They they all go. They get sucked in like a vacuum cleaner, and they're all like, um. But yeah, like you said, they kind of Patsy and him kind of have this moment where she's like, "You got a haircut. Figured only one of us should have flaming red locks. You wear it better," he says.
Mm.
And yeah, he kind of like asks how she is, and then he just vanishes,
That's
and it
it.
says Kawans,
Mm.
Kawans.
If we ever have Rainbow Royale on the show, I'd like to ask her what does that sound effect actually sound like? Like, do that
Hmm.
for us. I want to know what that sounds like.
Yes. So Shulky, is checking on Patsy, and she's, of course, not doing great. But by God, she's still got some of her food.
Yeah,
And
the
Carol's like, "I
eggs
can't
covered with
believe you're, yeah, I can't believe you're eating those eggs. They've got demon on them." Yeah, well, so do I.
demon.
She Hulk says, it felt kind of good pounding on those demons with you, Carol. You're a good doubles partner." And this is when, this was alluded to a few issues ago, but
Hmm.
Carol extends an invitation to Jen to be a part of the Avengers.
Yes, I liked this. What did you think of that, Russell?
Well, I liked it, but I don't foresee it actually happening.
You don't? Okay.
Um,
Okay. I was
no.
curious if you. Yeah. All right.
I think, judging by my interview with Jed McKay, now Jed keeps stuff under wraps and he lies to my face sometimes just to but 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 he did not allude to She-Hulk being on the Avengers.
Mhm.
But he also did not allude to Patsy being on the Avengers, and as she also gets an invitation.
Yes.
Um,
Yeah. And that I honestly would love to see because Patsy Walker really never got a chance to shine in the Avengers as a member of the team for any
mhm.
length of time, and it's really weird. I could easily see her fitting in really well on
Yeah, I mean,
certain formations of the team.
she met her now ex husband as a defender.
Hmm.
Um, so she is like in the zeitgeist. I think she's seen more as a defender than an Avenger, but
Yeah,
they all kind of run together.
yeah,
Um,
absolutely. Yeah.
but She Hulk doesn't quite give an answer, and neither does Patsy. Well, Patsy actually immediately accepts.
Sign me up, Cap. She says.
um, But then Jen comes home and Jack Hart's is doing his horse shit that he does
Mhm.
every issue. Uh, but there's a bit of a twist this time because she's kind of explaining, like, he apologizes for not going out with him, but she's like, it's okay, it wasn't time yet. Um, and she also like drops the bomb on him that it wasn't his fault, because this whole time he's been dealing with this guilt that he accidentally caused this destruction and killed people,
Right, right.
and she's like, that was actually Wanda that
Hmm.
did that, and it was actually Wanda that sapped my powers as well. So like, you're in the clear. You don't have to worry about being a fugitive from the Avengers. And he's like,
Yeah, and have all this
ah, okay.
guilt from it as well. Yeah, on his conscience.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then um she's like, I wish you were touchable right now. And he's like, I am. While you were gone, I drained a nuclear warhead. And all I can think was, well, she's about to drain your nuclear warhead. And
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what happened following that last panel. Yeah.
yeah, she literally goes like one panel being regular Jen, and then she's instantly She Hulk.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming they going off to the bedroom.
Mhm.
And also another preview of an amazing cover, Justin. This one
Yes.
where Shulky's in
Uh,
she's in a space
Spacesuit.
outfit.
Yeah. Like a jet
Yeah.
suit. It's so great.
She's Jen Jetta.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of this one, Justin?
This one, I'd have to give this one a fix it.
Mm,
Because I didn't like the whole piece with Damon in the middle. I felt that completely threw everything off. And also, I just finished reading the Hellcat miniseries featuring Patsy Walker that Christopher Cantwell did. Maybe it was a miniseries. I think it was a
yeah.
mini. Anyway, it was maybe 6 or 7 or 8 months ago, and some of the stuff that happened between Patsy and Damon in that series kind of flies in the face of what we see here.
Mm,
So that's a little off to me. And I felt like it was a real easy resolution. Damon shows up, all
yeah.
the demons are gone. Then they have 2 pages of just exchanging looks and little comments to each other, and that's it. And I felt like that was a letdown. I was disappointed by that. Felt like
Mm,
that was not the resolution to this demon stuff that I was looking for. I didn't like it. So the rest of it though I did like. I liked the rest of it. So on that basis I would give it a fix it. Yeah. What about you?
yeah, I thought the Damon thing, I expected that he would show up.
Yeah.
Like, once the hell stuff was coming, I was like, oh, well, we're going to see Damon. But I I kind of agree with you. I felt like that was kind of, it just turned into Patsy's book all of a sudden instead of
Right.
She-Hulk. And it's like you said, it's like that part I didn't care for, but everything around it I did.
Yes, the
I
beginning and the end and all the other stuff was great. And the conversation between Carol and Jen where she invites her to go to the Avengers, I love that. Yeah,
mhm.
all the other stuff around that I really enjoyed, but that piece in the middle with Damon just threw the whole thing off for me big time.
I think I'm still going to give it a clap.
Mm.
Um just because I feel like there was more good than bad. But yeah, I think you're entirely valid. It's very close to being a fix it for me. If we hadn't got like Carol asking her to join the Avengers and
Mm.
her also finally getting to bone, uh, but
Yeah.
yeah, as our friend Noel would say, that's one horny She Hulk, and by God, That's been her biggest crux in this whole series is that she has not been able to
Yeah.
let it all out. Uh,
It's important. It's important to
it is.
everyone. Comic book characters irradiated with
Yes.
gamma
Even comic book characters.
radiation.
Yeah. Even even old Jack o' Lantern. He's gotta discharge some stuff every now and then. Uh, but yeah, I'm anxious to see where we go from here because this felt like the first proper arc.
Mhm.
Um, because this every issue it's been like Sensational part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. And now the cover for the next one she's in space. So I feel like it's going to be different.
Yes, I think so too. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. My goal, I'm going to keep trying to pester, but we got to get Rainbow on the show. We
I would
got to.
love that.
Um,
Yeah, yeah,
but, oh,
definitely.
yeah, I'd love to talk to her.
And even if I just as a random thing,
Um,
even if it's just a short
but
interview, we should talk
let's
to
move on.
Jen Bartel, the cover artist, too, and get some of her feedback about her inspiration, like who she
Oh,
uses as
yeah,
a model for Jen. Like that would be cool. Yeah.
for sure. Well, let's talk about Charlotte.
Oh yes.
Um,
The beginning.
Incredible Hulk number 9. Oh my god, this fucking cover. This
Yeah,
fucking cover. You got
crazy.
the Hulk and Charlie staring down what looks like an old woman with the a cover of a death metal album coming out of her back.
Yeah. That looks like a
Charlie's
Cannibal
got an
Corpse record.
axe. Yeah. Yeah.
I ejaculated blood.
Newsflash, Cannibal Corpse. Everyone ejaculates blood, technically. But so yes, we don't get our credits page for a few pages in. But
Yes,
Justin, do
it's
you
like
have it
two or
for
three.
us?
Yes, Philip Kennedy Johnson is our writer. We have a guest artist, Danny Earls. We have
Hmm.
color artist Matthew Wilson, letterer VC's Corey Petit, and Nick Klein did the cover that we just mentioned, which is so fantastic.
So I've been enjoying, like, we get our Nick Klein arc, and then we get
Mhm.
a guest artist, and then Nick Klein, and then
Yes.
a guest artist. And I like that the guest artists have a totally different style. Like
Mhm.
it adds some different seasonings to the series.
Yes. Yeah.
I still, I think Nick Klein is the best, but I still really enjoy the differences
Mhm.
in the art.
Mhm.
Um, this one opens up, looks like Mardi Gras, Justin.
Mm. Mhm.
And this couple is like leaving a party. They're both plastered. Uh, there's a black dude and his alt girlfriend. She's a very alt punk looking chick, and he's very kind, and she's very abrasive. And I was like, well, that checks out. but um, they see this old woman. Uh, she's like sweeping outside of her shop,
An antique store.
and
Yeah. And
and
it's one in the
the
morning, so it's really late for her to be
mm,
outdoors doing that stuff. Yeah.
and the punker girl is like, "Go home, it's late," and he's like, "Jesus, sorry, lady, don't mind us. And this old lady, you can just see her in shadow and just her eyes, and she turns. It's like, oh shit.
Uh,
Um, they turn down this alleyway and they're face to face with this old woman. And Justin, if you had told me that this scene was going to be not only in a Hulk comic, but in a main Marvel comic in owned by Disney, I would be like, "You're out of your mind. It's not going to happen." But
but we
it
got it.
does.
Yeah.
The alt girl gets literally slashed into like six big
Pieces.
chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of which is
Uh,
containing her eyes staring at her boyfriend as
mhm.
he's trying to keep from panicking. And then this clawed hand comes out of the darkness. Hush, sweet boy. You needn't be afraid. Not ever again. Oh, it's so good.
Mm. And the this whole time, like, there's been like this on again, off again narration of what I assume is like the detective working this murder case, and he's recounting what's going on, and he is just
Losing his
dumbfounded, and
marbles.
he's yeah,
Yeah.
he can't believe what he's seeing.
He is
Um,
rattled to his core. Yeah.
yes. Um, so as it would happen, guess who's also in New Orleans, Justin?
Yeah.
Uh,
And sleeping in a graveyard, no less. Yes. Bruce.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bruce seems like he's got the sniffles.
Mm.
He's like coughing and all this stuff, and like
So that
Bruce
heat
explains.
swamp air.
Yes, I mean all the climates he's going through, he's probably going through it. Like he's my sinuses would kill me.
Right.
And he explains to Charlie about why like their gravestones are elevated
Mm.
because of the water, but the
Yes.
poor people they don't give a fuck about, so they get just normal graves and washed up. Um, but Bruce realizes, or he thinks he sees Betty,
Yes.
and he starts to Hulk out almost immediately.
Almost immediately.
But
Yeah, he has to restrain himself.
Bruce is like, Charlie, go to the city. You don't get to see this kind of thing very often. Go enjoy yourself, and I'll meet back up with you later.
Yeah.
And at first, she's like, "Well, you're going to abandon me again. I should stick with you because Hulk likes me."
Yeah.
And Bruce is like, "Don't be stupid. Just go." Um,
And admittedly, the wisdom of sending a young girl into New Orleans by herself in the evening is not.
very strange, Bruce. Very strange.
Uh, it is what it is.
I guess. I guess he thought she'd be safer than being around the Hulk. I guess, even
Well,
though
I guess. Yeah.
you've been around the Hulk many times at this point.
Mm.
Um, Bruce is not always the beacon of uh, virtue and hope. You
Yeah,
know, he's
that's true.
but the Hulk comes out, and this is a really cool transformation. Um, Basically, like it's kind of a slower transformation. We don't see the full thing, but Bruce's arms get all big and start crunching the
Distended.
ground,
Yeah.
and this great panel of you see the Hulk peeking through his mouth, like I'm
Through his
coming.
mouth. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but he encounters it is Betty.
Yeah.
Um, Meanwhile, Charlie's in the city. She accidentally bumps into the cop, and the cop seemingly recognizes her because she's all over the news as a
Right.
wanted murderer,
Yeah.
and she goes to hide in the same shop that we saw earlier with this sweet old lady.
Who looks
Oh
like
yeah.
anybody's old grandmother, you know? She looks just as
Mhm.
sweet as can be. totally innocent.
Yeah.
She could have stepped off the Golden Girls.
That's Betty White. Um, but back to Bruce. He starts to transform some more, and Betty is like, "Why don't you just give up? Join Eldest, and everything will be all right." And he's like, "Fuck you." And of course, Betty turns into the Red Harpy,
Mhm.
and Hulk says, "I know who you are." She says, "It's still me, Bruce. I'm just part of something bigger. You knew the danger you were putting her in. You knew better than anyone. Betty wouldn't hurt a kid. Monsters find each other," she says. And so Charlie is, talking with this old lady, and finally the cop that she bumped into is coming into the store. So she's looking for a place to hide. And then this cop decides to insult the old lady while he's looking for the girl.
Which is
And
not a
she
good idea
walks.
because she has a big
Nah.
thing as it happens about manners, as about people being
mm,
polite and courteous,
that
and
seems
the
to be
more
this
she is to
monster's
her. Yeah,
MO. Yeah.
yeah,
So she turns the open sign to closed, and Charlie discovers that there's a basement. But Bruce had told her earlier that you don't find too many basements in New
yeah.
Orleans.
Those are rare.
Um, and Charlie starts to find a lot of pretty gnarly things in this basement
Yeah,
while a scuffle is happening above her. And finally, we get to this last page here. Oh my God. This old lady has, transformed into this monster with these clawed hands holding the cop's head.
holding the severed head, and right before that, Charlie picks up like a little statue, what looks like a statue,
Mm-hmm.
but it also looks like the dude from the beginning that she dragged away, who's
Yeah, it
she,
does.
and there's a
And it says,
voice
"Help me."
coming from it saying, "Help me! Oh, please, God, help!" So that's also pretty disturbing. And then, yeah,
Yeah.
like this creature is
It's
coming
like
down the
it's
staircase.
it's like Puppet Master.
Yeah, totally.
Um,
Yeah.
but and it says next time, the cold case of frozen Charlotte.
Mm. Hmm.
Um, so what'd you think, Justin?
This one was great. I am going to say, though, I think I'm going to give this one also a fix it on the merits
Ooh.
of the artwork because when we had a fill-in artist before in this series, I didn't find myself thinking, "Oh, I wonder what Nick Klein's rendition of this would have been like." I didn't find myself kind of missing Nick Klein as much, but in this issue, I did. There were some
Mm,
panels, like when the transformation was happening, that I thought, I mean, that looks okay, but uh, maybe
mm,
if he hadn't followed Nick Klein, those are tough shoes to fill. But to me,
right.
this artwork just didn't hit me the same. It didn't hit me right. There's something a little off to me about it, but that's just
Yeah.
me. But I love the story. I love the content. I love, obviously, this new monster that we have, and I cannot wait to see more of this. And maybe this art will grow on me. Maybe if this artist is still around in the next, if Danny Earls is still around in the next issue, maybe I'll warm a little bit more to the artwork. But I don't know. There was just something a little bit off to me about it. That's all.
Yeah, I liked the art. Like I said earlier, I like the change of pace.
Hmm.
Sometimes it throws me off when they change artists, but like I guess because
Yeah.
I knew it was coming in this
Hmm.
one, like I know that Nick Klein's basically going to do a story, and then there's going to be a guest, and then a Nick Klein, and then another guest, and I don't know. I guess I'd brace myself for it. I still thought it was good. Lots of gore, and that panel of the girl getting slashed into pieces, I was not
Oh yeah,
expecting.
yeah, that was really good, and especially that last panel of the creature coming down the stairs. Yeah, he's not a bad artist. He's extremely talented. It's just that
Yeah.
for for the purposes of this story, I felt like it was just a little
hmm
off in places. Yeah.
I I did like. I think what I liked more than his people were his backgrounds.
Yeah, the backgrounds were
Um,
amazing. The cellar, I love the cellar.
yeah,
That
and the
basement, the
graveyard.
graveyard was fantastic. Even the city
hmm
streets were
Yep.
great. The amount of detail that went into those. Yeah, I agree with you. I liked his backgrounds immensely. Yeah,
Um, but yeah, and I love Frozen Charlotte already just
yeah,
because
yeah.
she's an old lady.
I'm excited to
I can't.
read the origin story for her that we'll eventually get,
hmm
possibly
Yep.
in the next issue, maybe. Yeah.
I'm very curious because this last panel with her, it looks like she has some kind of like veil
Yeah,
coming out of her face,
yeah.
and it's really creepy.
So
Um,
creepy. And the long limbs. Yeah, yeah.
hmm
Oh, we have a
I think
comment
I'm. Oh,
from Michael Allen Briscoe. The
too
series has been too
slow.
slow. Hmm. Maybe a little bit in
Okay.
places. It's been kind of a slow burn in places, yeah, but it could be that they're ramping up, they're building up the story to an epic conclusion later on.
I just think he set it up to where he wanted to tell these individual little like ghost stories, and
Hmm.
it's almost like an anthology book with a thread line. And he Michael also says, where are the conflicts with the big bads? Well, I mean, the all these monsters we've been seeing are kind of on behalf of Eldis, because
Yeah,
she has been gathering the monsters to go after the Hulk. That's why there's always a monster where the Hulk
right.
is yeah, I mean, but and of course we have this new ripple with Betty now,
Hmm.
who is seemingly working with
Allied with
Eldest. So she's almost,
it.
yeah, she's she's almost like, it seems like she's becoming like an enforcer for Eldest.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how that's going to play out. Yeah, because we haven't
yeah,
seen a lot of
it's really
exposition about
strange.
that. Yeah,
Uh, mhm. I love the series.
I do
I
too.
just think
Yeah.
the art is impeccable. The monsters are awesome, and I love PKJ's prose. Like,
Yes.
it's not too much. It's
Hmm.
just enough.
Yeah.
I'm still going to give this one a clap too.
Nice.
Um, I really liked it, and it's setting up for. I will say that this is probably my least favorite issue of the series so far.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, but that's not when everything else has I've really loved. It's not a diss. It's just
Yeah,
that I
it's
for
still
some
all
reason
gold.
I
Yeah.
yeah I just for some reason I'm not a huge fan of things set in New Orleans.
No.
Um,
Yeah,
but
I
like I
understand. Yeah,
like the Hatchet movies are in New Orleans. I love those. They're like these slasher movies with a bunch of like cameos and stuff. I love those.
and I
But
think one of
like
the
every other,
Candyman
like
movies was set in New Orleans,
it,
wasn't it?
the
I
worst
think.
Candyman.
Oh.
Um, but
Uh,
but yeah, I still really love this. I can't wait to see what
Yeah, me
Frozen
too.
Charlotte has in, and I just can't wait to see the Hulk punch an old lady. That's just what I want. I just,
It had to happen sooner or later.
yeah. It's like my favorite scene in the Captain Marvel movie is when she punches that old lady on that
Yes.
bus. Yeah.
Yeah, on the bus.
And
Yeah.
everybody's just like, "What are you doing?" And then it's like, "Well, she's a motherfucking scroll, bitches."
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that wraps us up for our issue talk,
Yeah.
Justin.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Should I
enjoyed both.
do I dare ask? Do I dare ask if there is a rant pants in your
Grandpants.
repertoire?
I have a small one actually, and it's
Okay.
based on the movie that we saw today. Um,
Oh.
I I would like to get through a big budget movie one of these days without hearing 4 or 5 70s or 80s pop songs thrown in,
Mm,
um, because that's the cool thing to do. And you're
yeah.
going to be very happy about one of the songs that they put in Godzilla
Oh boy.
Kong, but there's absolutely no reason why it should have been in there at all. And it's just
Yeah.
there to appease the 40 and 50-year-olds that are dragged there by their kids to watch this fucking um, and I get that this, and I also get that that's the formula. Like that's the MCU jukebox formula that started
Mm,
with Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 1, where we have, oh, cool, we've got all these cool, obscure 70s songs. Oh, cool, yeah, let's do this. And then that blew up, and then everybody started copying it. So all of a sudden, everybody's doing 70s songs in movies now. And everybody's doing 80s songs in movies now. And I'm just bored with it. If it doesn't fit what's going on in the movie, then why have it in there? Just
right.
the guy that's scoring the movie a little bit extra to come up with some cool orchestral or instrumental themes instead of your jukebox easily
Well,
digestible.
the composer for this movie is already on my shit list. So, um,
Oh, for Godzilla and Kong.
yeah, he was also the
Oh,
composer for Godzilla versus Kong, and
right.
he just refuses to use any of the Godzilla music in his score.
Y-
And
Yeah, I noticed that too, and I wondered why that is. Is it because they don't have license from Toho to use
no,
it?
it has nothing to do with that because King of the
Oh,
Monsters had Godzilla music in it.
yeah, that had a bunch of themes. It had the Rodan theme, it had the Ghidorah theme. Yeah.
But so this composer's name is Junkie XL.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
He came out and he was like, "Well, it's like some of that old the old music's great, but it just doesn't fit. Like I don't think you could have put Danny Elfman's Batman theme in Batman versus Superman and it would have added to it. Yes, it fucking would have.
Yeah. A little. Well, you would have had to rearrange it a little bit,
Yeah, I mean,
but
like people,
that's
there's
what
a
they've done with the
reason,
Godzilla theme. They just rearrange it to modernize it.
but now it's just not in it at all. It's like this generic Godzilla music. It's like a
Yeah.
Muzak version of the Godzilla theme.
Right.
But
Yeah, and there
um,
was that in this movie too. Like there was a little snippet of it. It was like, oh, yeah, there's a piece of it. All right.
but
But I noticed that too was missing, and I wondered if it was a licensing issue with Toho. It was like, no, we want the theme for our Godzilla movies. You guys don't get to do it. Come up with your own shit. That's what I thought it was.
maybe, but I think
But
he's
I could
just
be
an
wrong.
ass. I don't know. Um, it's like, can you just Justin? Can you imagine like going to see a Star Wars movie and it not having any Star Wars music in it.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Like even the Mandalorian. So the Mandalorian had its own style. It had like that
Mhm.
very Western. It had its own theme. But every
Yeah.
now and then you'd get hit with a little bit of John Williams, and
Yes.
it was perfect.
Yeah, yeah. They're very good at picking composers that understand the source material and understand how to reference it tactfully. Yeah.
This turned into a rant pants on my behalf. But um, I will say that
Uh,
Kong Skull Island took place during Vietnam, so all their music choices made sense.
yes. Yeah.
Like they had Paranoid from Black Sabbath. Of course,
Yeah.
they had to have Creedence Clearwater Revival in there.
Oh, sure.
Um,
If
but
it makes sense,
yeah,
then yeah, absolutely. Put it in there. Put the songs in there. Yeah. But if it doesn't, and you're just doing it just to appease the people that are there, this is just
hmm
human service. No, I
yeah,
don't think so. I don't. All five of the
yeah,
songs that were used in Godzilla and Kong had no reason to be in that film whatsoever.
yeah.
Yep. So
All
that's my
right.
rant.
Well,
Just get rid
now
of the fucking songs. Stop paying these people, these soundtrack supervisors, thousands of fucking dollars to do this because they're not doing their jobs well.
no, you gotta like Guardians of the Galaxy. Perfect soundtrack.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Um,
Stop trying
you
to
know,
emulate that formula. Like it worked good for those Guardians of the Galaxy movies. Stop
it
trying to
also
copy that formula. Like it didn't work with Black Adam when they tried to put fucking paint it black and with the stones of Black Adam. It's fucking stupid. Are you kidding me? That's stupid.
my favorite thing is all the trailers now that will take a famous song but make it like orchestral.
Yes. Yep. They did that. They've done that for David Bowie, the man
hmm
who sold the world. They've done that for Furiosa. There's
hmm
that trifling new movie with Ryan Gosling coming out where he's playing the stunt man that we had to sit through another trailer for today. They have done that to two different songs now. One was a Bon Jovi song, and my ears trickled blood at the end of that trailer. I was like, oh, God. Ugh,
well,
everybody involved in this sucks. Ugh.
have you heard who Ryan Gosling is going to be playing soon?
Um, no, I don't think so.
The Wolfman.
Oh, the Universal. Are they going to do a new one?
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, watch that. Yeah, I'll watch him get
We're
paid.
way off topic here.
That's all right. That's all right. Did you have a rant pants,
So
Russell, this week, or
I
was you
no, I actually don't have one. I
okay?
actually don't.
I didn't want to steal your thunder
Uh,
if you had something to say.
no, no. Like I said, I ended up kind of ranting about Junkie XL because he's a fucking chode. But also, I just want to say, like, I was recently, I guess, like, this is kind of a rant pants, kind of not. So, our pals, who we just guested on their show, Bronze Age Monsters,
Oh yes, Matt and Jacob. Yeah.
they covered a show or they covered an issue that had that had John Byrne art in it,
Hmm.
and they also dived into why modern day John Byrne is a piece of shit.
Oh yeah.
And so I dove even further into that rabbit hole
Mm,
and realized that yeah, John Byrne, he's on my shit list now.
yeah.
Like I'll appreciate his old art, but yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
you have to separate the art from the artist, though, Russell. Honestly, because if
mm,
you start deep
yeah,
diving into everybody, then eventually you're not going to find anybody whose work that you like
right.
because they've done something. You know, it's
There was just stuff I didn't know about, and
oh yeah,
like
he said a lot of yeah, yeah.
some stuff I did know about, but other things, and like I did. when Trapped in the World eventually comes back, we have to talk about Destroyer Duck
Oh
because
yes, absolutely.
there's a character in that is spoofing John Byrne,
Yes.
and one of the descriptors is that he has no genitals.
Yeah, we do. We have to cover Destroyer Doc. Absolutely.
So, quick shout out to our patrons, and then we'll get out of here. Josh Link,
Hey, Josh.
Jackie,
Hey, Jackie.
Jonathan Sapsad.
Hi, Jonathan.
Frazetta Hulk,
Hi, Frazetta Hulk.
Dickin,
Hi, Dickin.
Matthew,
Hi, Matthew.
and Patrick McMullen.
Hey, Patrick.
And if you don't like this show, then perhaps you should go fuck yourself. Because remember that two ends are better than one.
are better than one.
Good night, everyone.
Keep it.
Hope the Easter Bunny suckled your eggs.